Arlington police and FBI agents say they work together to get members of a dangerous gang off the streets.
21 documented gang members are behind bars now following a years-long investigation with the FBI.
And last Thursday, they conducted a sting operation and arrested 21 suspects.
Texas has just witnessed one of its biggest gang crackdowns in years. In a joint federal operation named Operation Kikto, agents from the FBI and Arlington Police Department dismantled most violent street organization accused of turning neighborhoods into war zones. Over 21 gang members tied to the Kikto, or 600 gang, were arrested on federal RICO and RICO charges after a 3-year wave of murders, shootings, and drug trafficking terrorized Arlington's East Side. Officials described the takedown as a full-scale assault on a criminal enterprise that treated the city like a battlefield.
Our country is being poisoned from within by the drugs and by all of the other crime that's taking place. The drug cartels are waging war in America, and it's now time for America to wage war on the cartels.
The gang, which operated under the banner Kikto Nation, KDN, was centered on East Arkansas Lane, where its members built a violent empire through extortion, narcotics sales, and public intimidation. Their presence wasn't confined to the streets, it stretched into social media. Investigators said the group used Instagram and YouTube to glorify shootings, recruit teenagers, and display firearms and gang colors in music videos. Their online presence turned rap videos into propaganda and gang culture into a recruitment pipeline. Behind every post was a real-world network trafficking fentanyl, marijuana, and illegal firearms, turning apartment complexes and schools into targets for retaliation. The FBI Fort Worth Safe Streets Task Force, working alongside Arlington Police and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, began investigating Kikto's structure in January 2022.
In 2024, for example, Kikto members robbed and assaulted an individual at gunpoint. Detectives later determined that the deadly shooting that occurred at Bowie High School was in retaliation to that incident.
The operation gathered pace after a surge in drive-by shootings and murders in 2023 and 2024, including the tragic killing of 18-year-old Atavion Barnes at Bowie High School, which police say triggered a chain of revenge shootings. By April 2024, federal agents had documented over 180 violent incidents tied to the gang, a record-level pattern of organized street violence. The gang's activity revealed a deliberate and organized hierarchy. Senior members controlled drug and gun sales, while younger recruits were ordered to conduct armed robberies and assaults to prove loyalty. Surveillance showed that the gang referred to itself internally as a nation, with hand signals, coded messages, and strict ranks determining who carried out hits or collected proceeds. Authorities described the group as a local arm of a national problem, a violent street empire run like a corporation, funded by narcotics and fueled by fear. On November 6th, more than 200 officers from FBI SWAT, Arlington Police, and Texas DPS tactical units launched coordinated pre-dawn raids across 6 cities: Arlington, Dallas, Fort Worth, Mansfield, Grand Prairie, and Forney. The goal was simple: capture every high-ranking member before sunrise. Agents breached doors, flashbangs echoed across neighborhoods, and armored vehicles lined suburban streets as suspects were pulled from homes in handcuffs. This wasn't random street violence, one FBI agent said. This was a functioning criminal enterprise operating under racketeering law. By mid-morning, 21 suspects were in custody, marking the collapse of a network that once ruled Arlington's East Side through intimidation and gunfire. Operation Kikto unfolded through 2 years of quiet intelligence gathering before exploding into action. The first signs of the gang's coordinated violence surfaced in early 2022, when Arlington police linked multiple drive-by shootings, robberies, and assaults to the same group of suspects operating near East Arkansas Lane. By late 2023, the FBI's Fort Worth Safe Streets Task Force had joined the investigation after social media surveillance revealed Kikto members displaying stolen firearms and cash, openly threatening rivals online. Federal analysts began compiling hundreds of data points, texts, calls, and music video footage, mapping the gang's command structure. Each incident painted the same picture: a network built on intimidation, loyalty, and blood. The violence came to a head in 2024. What began as a turf dispute quickly turned into a series of retaliatory shootings that rocked North Texas. The murder of Atavian Barnes, an 18-year-old student at Bowie High School, became the flashpoint. Witnesses told investigators that Kikto members carried out the attack as revenge for a robbery involving gang associates earlier that month. In the months that followed, detectives recorded nearly a dozen retaliation shootings, including one where bullets ripped through a residential complex and struck a teenage girl sitting inside her apartment. Authorities described the violence as military in rhythm, criminal in motive. Civilians stopped walking near certain blocks at night, and parents begged police for patrols around schools. What once looked like random violence became evidence of a RICO-patterned conspiracy, systematic, deliberate, and organized. The turning point came when the FBI authorized Title III federal wiretaps and began monitoring gang communications. Investigators uncovered coded conversations referring to drug runs, cash collections, and missions, slang for retaliatory shootings. They also discovered links between Kikto and broader North Texas narcotics networks, including contacts in Fort Worth and Dallas supplying fentanyl, marijuana, and counterfeit oxycodone. The FBI confirmed that gang profits were laundered through Cash App, Zelle, and prepaid card systems to obscure the flow of money. As agents tightened the noose, they built a timeline connecting over 180 crimes: robberies, assaults, armed burglaries, carjackings, and drug trafficking, all coordinated under the same command hierarchy. On November 6, 2025, at precisely 4:30 a.m., multiple SWAT teams hit targets in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Mansfield, Forney, and Dallas. The raids were conducted with near-military precision, breaching tools, armored vehicles, and tactical drones capturing every angle. By sunrise, 21 suspects aged 18 to 23 were in custody. 17 were charged under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations (RICO Act), while 4 others faced violent crimes in aid of racketeering (VICAR) counts. The charges include murder, attempted murder, armed robbery, narcotics distribution, and assault with deadly weapons, carrying potential life sentences. Agents seized 16 firearms, including modified handguns, rifles, and high-capacity magazines, alongside 5.5 pounds of marijuana, $11,000 in cash, and dozens of phones containing encrypted communications. Several of the recovered weapons were confirmed as stolen from earlier robberies, and ballistic testing linked them to prior shootings in Arlington and Fort Worth. Each firearm, shell casing, and text thread became another piece of the RICO puzzle, proving Kikto functioned as an organized criminal enterprise, not a loose gang of individuals. Assistant Special Agent Jeremy Wright from the FBI office summarized the case. They used violence as business, intimidation as currency. They treated neighborhoods like their kingdom and blood as their tax. That ends today. He confirmed that federal investigators worked side by side with Arlington PD throughout every phase, sharing surveillance, evidence, and tactical planning to ensure simultaneous takedowns with 0 casualties. The only people caught off guard were the criminals, Wright said. The Kikto gang was built like a corporation of crime. Federal indictments describe a pyramid-shaped hierarchy where senior members, known as shot callers, issued orders to younger recruits who handled drugs, weapons, and enforcement. Under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, prosecutors outlined how the gang maintained strict internal discipline, collected dues, and punished disloyalty with violence. Messages intercepted by the FBI Safe Streets Task Force revealed coded terms for ranks, targets, and payments. 6 and 600 were used as loyalty markers. Runs meant drug deliveries. Blessings meant approval from leadership for violent acts. Agents say the gang's ability to communicate through encrypted social media, combined with its music video persona, made it one of the hardest to infiltrate in recent Texas history. Inside the indictment were chilling details. Kikto members used rental cars for drive-by attacks, rented apartments under fake names, and stored narcotics in homes near schools. They financed operations through drug profits and extortion, often demanding street rent from independent dealers who sold in their area. Members filmed music videos in front of rival neighborhoods, flashing cash and weapons to send warnings. These acts were not for fame, they were declarations of dominance. Investigators say every lyric, every gesture, and every post contributed to Kikto's reputation as an organized and feared criminal brand. That image made recruitment easy, until the FBI turned that same social media trail into federal evidence. The community impact was devastating. Arlington residents lived under the sound of gunfire and constant police sirens. Local business owners reported being extorted for security money. Parents stopped letting their children walk home from school. Even community centers were tagged with gang graffiti showing 600 and KDN symbols. For years, the gang's control spread quietly while residents begged for help. When Operation Kikto hit, it wasn't just another arrest, it was liberation. Arlington Police Chief Al Jones called the takedown a victory for every family who lived in fear. He said, "For too long, Kikto acted like they owned our city. Today, we took it back." The FBI said the arrests marked the start of a longer cleanup. Agents are now tracing weapons suppliers, drug distributors, and money handlers who supported Kikto's network. The Bureau also confirmed that the gang had informal ties to other groups in Dallas and Fort Worth, creating what agents described as a multi-city alliance built on narcotics and retaliation. All 21 defendants remain in federal custody without bond, with prosecutors pursuing maximum penalties under federal racketeering law. "This isn't about one block or one city," said an FBI spokesperson. "It's about dismantling the infrastructure that turns young men into soldiers for profit." In Arlington, relief was immediate but mixed with caution. Residents celebrated the arrests but feared possible retaliation from remnants of the gang. Federal authorities responded with a visible police presence, deploying extra patrols and installing mobile surveillance towers in high-risk areas. "We are not leaving," said Chief Jones. "Not until peace becomes the new normal." The message from federal officials was unmistakable. The era of unchecked gang control in North Texas is over. "Power built on fear doesn't last," one FBI official said. "We will find you, and we will dismantle your empire." Operation Kikto now stands as a warning to every street organization in Texas that the federal government is no longer reacting to violence, but proactively eliminating it at its roots. For the first time in years, Arlington residents can walk their streets without fear, and the name Kikto, once shouted in defiance, now echoes only in courtrooms as the gang's leaders face justice.